Kaepernick is coming up next is what I'm being told. Here we go. Colin Kaepernick coming back to the 49ers. Okay, many of you guys know I'm in Atlanta, and Colin Kaepernick is going to be working out in the at the Falcons facility on Saturday. It's official. It is going to be happening. It was kind of up and down if it was going to happen. There are 11 teams. The NFL has officially announced the Niners were not one of them. But then NBC Sports in San Francisco did announce that the Niners will be sending representation to the Colin Kaepernick workout. They're not going to sign him, right? Think about this. We have 2 quality backups right now that are totally fine. This is the deal about Colin Kaepernick. And again, this is just my own opinion here. The deal on Colin Kaepernick is this. If a team signs him, apparently Stephen A. Smith from ESPN said it will happen in the next 2 weeks. He's not going to start right away. He's been out of the league for 3 years. And we're at a point in the NFL season where he's just going to join the Bears and suddenly learn the Bears playbook and get them to the playoffs to the Super Bowl? No. He was great for us. He led us to a Super Bowl. He had his whole deal with the NFL, which is you can be on either side of it, back and forth. But even if a team signs him, which is still a massive if, he is not going to waltz in there, play the next week. And even if he does, play at a high level. You guys got to remember, it takes time to learn a playbook. It takes time to get into game shape because you can't duplicate that on a practice field. So no, he should not come back to the Niners. I'm very happy with our quarterback room right now. Again, they're doing their due diligence at least by going there. So they are one of the teams. That's what the news is. They are one of the teams. Okay, Orlando says that Emmanuel Sanders is good for Sunday's game against Cardinals. He has not been ruled out, but he has not been cleared to play. He did not participate in practice today. It's that rib cartilage area, which is actually it's better than what people thought it was going to be. But George Kittle had this injury last year, and he dealt with it the entire time. He played with it. So I think Sanders will play. Again, we haven't heard this way or that way. He didn't participate today. Could be ready to go tomorrow. Could be game time decision. I would bet he plays. But if he doesn't, I think he'll be back the following week against the Packers. So it's not a long-term thing. If he misses any more time, it will be most likely just this day or this Sunday, and then that will be it. Again, hashtag 49ers, get your questions on the air. Ernest says, do you think we could get a high draft pick for Joe Staley? Says Justin Schools. It's just funny to spell that way. Doing so well. Yeah. Not a very high draft pick because Joe Staley is old and he's injured and he has been struggling when he's actually played out there. But you could probably get a draft pick for him. But in terms of high, 3rd or 4th is probably the highest that I would get for him right now. Again, this goes back to the whole conversation about Justin School playing really, really well in the absence of Joe Staley. Staley comes in on Monday night, gets beat to hell by Jadeveon Clowney. He got murdered by Jadeveon Clowney. It was rough out there. I think Clowney had 5 quarterback hits and 2 sacks and the forced fumble and the fumble recovery. It was ridiculous. Then Staley has a fractured finger. He goes on the injury report, obviously, with the surgery. He's out for a couple of weeks. So back comes Justin School. If he plays well, you get the Packer pass rush, the Saint pass rush, and the Raven pass rush, I think he solidifies it for the rest of the year. But the trade deadline's over, so you have to do it later on in terms of actually trading him in the new league year. All right, here we go. The betting matchup right now. Niners again, 10.5-point favorites, over under 45 points for the Cardinals game. A lot of you guys are predicting scores down below. And if you guys want to bet on the game, best way to do it is with our sponsor right over here, as you guys see somewhere. Oh, wait, it's over there, actually. BetDSI, promo code 49ers. Again, I say this every single day. I do these videos, 120% deposit bonus. So if you want to bet on the Niners winning, which I think they're going to win by double digits, it's not going to be a repeat of what happened on Thursday night. I would say bet on the Niners, bet on them big, 120% deposit bonus. Go to chatsports.com/bet. There's your promo code. Go do it right now. Win some money because the Niners are going to have a big revenge game against the Cardinals here or on Sunday. Oh, yeah, look at that. 1,800 subscribers and growing every single day. I think we're going to have, 8,000. I said 1,800. 1,800 was months ago, it feels like. 8,154 subs right now. Can we keep that going? Go ahead, hit the red subscribe button. We'll continue to grow the channel. We're very close to 10K, actually. So a couple weeks, maybe, we'll be at 10,000 subscribers. Remember, we had 10 subscribers in the very beginning. It was very, very small, and then we come all the way back up. So I appreciate you guys, everyone out there, our 49er fans, our 49er faithfuls. You guys have helped grow this channel. It's been great. Someone just asked, what's this one? Oh, should the Niners blitz Fred Warner a little more often? That's actually a great question. Geez, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I like Fred Warner in coverage. He's been great in coverage as one of the best cover linebackers in football right now. A funny story about Fred Warner that Nick Bosa said yesterday or two days ago in his press conference, that Fred Warner is a football junkie to the point that during the bye week, He was working until 5, 6, 7 p.m. at night. So Bosa would leave the facility early because it was the bye week. And he'd go home and he'd be waiting for Fred Warner to get on Madden. You have to wait until late into the evening because Fred Warner will continue to just grind and continue to get better, which shows because he's been fantastic so far this year. So, yeah, I mean, you can. He's fast enough to go after the quarterback. I would have used him to spy Russell Wilson on that 3rd down and 3 play in overtime, but that's just me. But he's been great in coverage as well. And the front four should be able to get there as they've done most of this year. But good question there, Charles. Do you think Greenlaw gets a bigger contract next year? No, because he's a rookie. We're going to have one of he's a rookie. He's a late round draft pick. They're going to use that free, cheap rookie contract for as long as they can. The 3 years with a 4th-year option, 4 years with a 5-year option. No, they will not sign him to a contract extension anytime soon because he is cheap right now, and that's how you win football games or in the NFL, by having good, cheap players, which the Niners have a lot of right now. I think they should go after Bosa's brother. Like the Charger, Bosa's brother? Is there another Bosa brother in the works? Not that I know of. I mean, if he ever becomes a free agent, but the Chargers are not going to let Joey Bosa go anytime soon. Be fun. I'm sure they love to play each other. It's like, high school Bosa brothers on the same team, but I guess they played together at Ohio State technically. But nah, he's not going to be available. So, sure, but he's not going to be available. And I don't think there is another Bosa brother upcoming. What are you thinking about a backup kicker? Okay. Let me just say this about the kickers. It's a great question, Riker, but let me just say this. McLaughlin played really, really well in the loss to the Seahawks. I was telling all my friends as I was watching. After he made the game-tying kick to go to overtime, I said, I don't know if he's going to make the overtime one. Because you just can't get a guy coming off the street midseason who's been cut multiple times. He's very, very young, and expect 2 monster kicks in one game in prime time. This wasn't going to happen. People want to grill him for missing the kick, which I understand. It's like, okay, I understand he missed the kick. It's his job. But it's also very, very hard to just make as many kicks as he did in that game. I'm fine with McLaughlin as he is right now. I do not need a backup kicker because any backup kicker is going to be worse than he's been. He's not even been that bad. So, no, I'm fine with what we have right now. And I think he did a great job on Monday minus that 1 kick. Salah taking a job with a new team next season. That is definitely a concern because it's most likely going to happen. Now, again, this is the Niner defensive coordinator for you guys wondering out there. I will say this, though. Because of the offensive trend in the NFL, remember, I think the Denver Vic Fangio hire, because he was the Bear defensive coordinator, could work in our favor. He's not worked out. Only the offensive coaches have really done well. Remember, Miami signed a defensive guy. So maybe we could keep Robert if no other team wants a defensive guy, but this is going to be a head coach in the NFL very, very soon, if not next year, the year after. You cannot be that young, coach up that young of a defense, be that dominant, and not be on people's radar. He's not going to be with us for very long, which is the price of being a good football team, the price of being a Super Bowl champ. Obviously, Bill Belichick has guys leave all the time. The Eagles win the Super Bowl, and they lost Frank Reich to the Colts the season after. So it's a product of winning, and this will be one of the casualties at some point. If it's not this year, it will be next year. What's your bottom line about Jimmy G? My bottom line about Jimmy G in terms of, like, how good he is? Is that the question here? I guess. Yeah, he's fine. He's great. Remember, he balled out early on in the game. We're talking about Monday Night Football because everyone's freaking out because we lost. Balled out early. It's 10-0 because Sanders is there. Then, no Sanders, no Kittle. He's throwing to rookie Deebo Samuel, Kendrick Bourne, Dante Pettis, and Marquise Goodwin for a little bit there. He was good even with those guys. I'm telling you, he was good. And this interception, okay, Kendrick Bourne hits him right in the hands. Like, catch the football, and we're fine. He was wide open. Might have been a little high, but overall, not worried about Jimmy G. Again, I am not worried at all in terms of the 49ers after their loss on Sunday. And they can lose 2 out of the next 3, and I would not be concerned at all because they're still a good football team. It's just a tough schedule. Okay, let me know down below. Hardest game left of the schedule. We'll throw up the schedule here. I want you guys' comments. Again, Cardinals on Sunday. Packers up at Levi Stadium. At Ravens, at Saints, which is brutal. And then we have the Falcons, which would be easy. Rams, and then at Seahawks. So what is the hardest game left on our schedule? Comment down below. I got Ravens. I got Saints. Let me know what you guys think. I would honestly say the Saints game is going to be the hardest. I think we can stop Baltimore's run game. If there's a team that can, I think it's us because we're young, we're fast, and we're athletic on defense. But I would say that the Packer game, we get them at home, we should be fine there. I'm worried most about the Saints game. Get a lot of Ravens here, probably because what they did to the Patriots, and then obviously Lamar Jackson balled out against, was it Cincinnati? Has Cincinnati won a game yet? No, not at all. I would go so far as to put all of my money on the Niners beating the Ravens in that matchup. If you guys want to do the same, bet the SI. Again, promo code 49ers, chatsports.com. It's right down there at the bottom. /bet, sign up. Your first time signing up, use our promo code, 120% deposit bonus. I think we're going to beat the Cardinals for sure. We're going to beat the Packers for sure. I think we're going to beat the Ravens for sure. And then the Saints would be the next loss I see on our schedule, if I was going to say. Matthew Judd says Falcons beat the Saints. Yeah, but it's a divisional matchup. It's like, the Cardinals playing us difficult. The Cardinals are not better than us. They just play us hard. The Saints are really good guys, and we're going to be on the road there as well. That's a tough one to do. Did the Niners rush back Staley and McGlinchey in a big game considering they are not in game speed? That is a great question and could very well be true because both of them, right side, left side of the offensive line, were really bad. I think they rushed Staley back for sure. McGlinchey, I think he probably was a little more ready to play. But Staley at least, and again, both of them struggled, but Staley at least was not ready to play in that game. He got whooped all night long by Clowney. Anytime he was one-on-one, Clowney basically won the matchup. So they probably did, because they knew that Clowney was going to do that, and they were worried about Justin School. But, again, sometimes you just got to trust your young left tackle and just say, go get him, boy, because you balled out. You've been doing fine. So, yeah, they probably did. But got injured again, so he would not be out there. Staley, that is, on Sunday. Chances Sanders gets a contract extension, 100%. 100%. Unless he does something, that gets him, cut from the team, which is not going to happen. 100%. Again, the rib injury, if you're just joining us, is not serious. He did not participate in practice today. He actually started in warm-ups and then left, which is kind of a bad sign. Might not play on Sunday, but will play, I would argue, in the Packer game next week. So I think he's going to play, and I think they would give him a contract extension for sure. 49ers defensive weaknesses. Well, it's linebacker right now without Quan Alexander, and I like Dre Greenlaw. He's been fine. He's been good. He'd be a starter on a lot of teams, but Alexander was the heart and soul of this defense, was having a monster Pro Bowl caliber, maybe best middle linebacker, or best linebacker, I should say, in the league year. Got injured. That's your that's your weakness right now because the secondary's been great, and their defensive line has been great as well. I would say this, though. Let me just throw this out there, see what you guys think. If there's a weakness on the Niners, it's Richard Sherman right now. How about that? Because Richard Sherman, again, he's played well, but kind of got exposed a little bit in the Seahawks game, was giving up some big completions. He's a little bit older. If there was a weakness, I would say Sherman, which you can technically fix this offseason by putting Witherspoon on one side and Mosley on the other. So, and I'd say weakness, it would be a strength on other teams, but our defense is so good that I would say if you had to pick somebody besides linebacker, it'd be Sherman because everyone else has been absolutely great. Had to drop a wide receiver, who would it be? Guess by default. Actually, you know what? I would drop Marquise Goodwin would be the one that I would drop right now. Too old and has done absolutely nothing this year. Pettis is too young to drop, I would say, because you could technically still get something out of Pettis. Marquise Goodwin is too old. I would drop Goodwin if I had to pick right now. We're not dropping anybody because the free agent list is Dez Bryant, Antonio Brown, which don't get too excited, and then Michael Crabtree. So we're keeping everybody. Keeping absolutely everybody. If I was going to drop someone, it would be Goodwin. Think Pettis has any trade value because he's completely useless? No, he has no trade value because he is completely useless. Like a 7th round pick is what you get for Pettis right now. He's been really bad. It's been unbelievable. And I said this in the last Q&A. I thought he'd have the best year out of any Niner receiver. And I was just like, whoops, swing and a miss. Not even close on that one. So, yeah, someone says, New Money Beats says, Bet says, bring Crabtree back. I don't know. Thoughts on DeMontre Moore, says Steve Victoria. People, keep saying a good one up there. Goodbye, good one. Bring Crabtree back. Thoughts on DeMontre Moore? Interesting question there from Steve Victoria, who's a Yankees fan right now, which is interesting right now. What are your guys' thoughts on DeMontre Moore? Let me know in the comments down below in terms of him as we keep moving on here in the questions. Will the last Seattle game be a must-win for the Niners? Not for the division, but it could be for a first-round bye. So take that with what you want. I do not think that it'll be like win and you win the division sort of thing. It could be because the schedule's hard, but no, I do think if it has a must-win to it, it'll be for a first-round bye, a.k.a. the #1 seed, but not for the division. I think we're still going to win the division. I think we'll be fine in that category. Good question, though. Would the 49ers face the Patriots on the Super Bowl? Sure, I guess right now. Who else in the AFC is legitimately good besides Lamar Jackson, which could be a real possibility, who we're going to get to see earlier, and then Brady and the Patriots. So it's those two right now. The Chiefs have zero defense. I mean, we would run all over the Chiefs' defense if we played them. I don't believe in the Colts right now. Texans. We'll throw the Texans in there as well. They're playing good football. Again, keeping your questions in there. We need more help for Kwan Alexander. In terms of like a free agent linebacker, no. They're very happy with the linebackers they have in Greenlaw and Al Shire. Greenlaw is about as good as you could find on free agency right now anyway. So I would disagree. I think I would like to have him back. We're worse without him, but we're as good as we could possibly be with the backups we have in there right now. By Bay Global News T asked that question there. What happened if we went 14-2 but only lost to the Seahawks? Seahawks go 6-0 in the division. Who gets the 1 seed? Well, that will depend on the Seahawks' record right now. Seahawks are 7-2 or 8-2 right now. They have two losses because they have some unexcusable losses. Again, you guys don't know how the tiebreaker works. We're both 14-2, and Seattle has beaten us both twice, and the Seahawks would get the number 1 seed, or I guess would win the division. But again, if we're 14-2, and our 2 losses are to Seattle, and Seattle is 13-3, then we have a better record. So just a matter of whoever wins more games right now. I was just told where Seattle is. What are they right now again? 8-2. 8-2. Okay. Yeah, they're 8-2 right now. So we still got 1 loss up on them and 1 more game to play against them. So I think we'll be okay. All right. How about this question? I want to see these in the comments. Who's the best player on the Niners right now? Last week we did best Niner of all time. Right now, I'm very curious. What do you guys think? Literally, if we had to lose all of our players, you could only keep 1. Who would you keep? That's kind of a different part of the question. But best player on the Niners right now, who is it? Orlando says Jimmy G. Mark says Jimmy G plays scared. Timo says Kittle. Kittle's probably a pretty good one, although you wouldn't build around Kittle. Fred Warner, yeah, that's a good one. Nick Bosa, yeah, that's probably your best pick right there. Kittle or Bosa. Nick Bosa, Kittle, the coach. Ooh. Kind of a play on words because we said player, but that's really good. Buckner, no, it's not Buckner. Warner, Kittle. Sherman, no, it's not Sherman. Bosa, Kittle, Bosa, yeah. We get a lot of Kittle. I'm getting a lot of Bosa. And I did like the one comment saying Kyle Shanahan because he's a big-time difference maker. No, it's not Sherman. I'm saying that. No. It's not Sherman. Sherman's too old. It's not Sherman. Yes, Kyle Shanahan. Yes, the coach. Yes, Bosa. Oh, man, got some good ones. All right. It looks like that's all the time we got for today on the 49ers live Q&A. Second time we've done this, guys. Ton of fun. Appreciate all you guys hanging out right now. We have a couple hundred people watching.